it is Wednesday night. You guys know what that means. For the first time in 2026, AEW Dynamite, well, not their first time in 2026, but AEW Dynamite just finished their Maximum Carnage edition of Dynamite. It is time for the first AEW Dynamite up of 2026. It's Jose Gonzalez. It is JPJ. JPJ, Happy New Year, my friend. It has been quite a few weeks since we've gotten to do this.
It has. It has. It's been the holiday season, so happy holidays, happy New Year to everybody. Good break. Obviously, it has been it hasn't felt like it's been that long, but it's been a significant break. So glad to be back. I thought AEW Dynamite tonight was very good. So it's a good show to come back to. Great main event, just great show throughout. Excited to be back and be talking some AEW Dynamite. They're still on fire, man. So
yeah, I agree, and I will say this Dynamite has like one of my favorite formats just because it's more wrestling focused than promo focused. Because I feel like a lot of what we were getting into before the holiday stretch was just we were getting a lot of talking segments with some matches. This feels more like this is the AEW I know and I love. I love when you let the matches do the talking more so than just a promo. But yeah, all in all, a very good episode of Dynamite. I was thoroughly pleased.
I thought so too. We knew we were getting a world title match to, be the main event, and it was going to be a big one. But I thought every match was really good. I thought they pushed some stories along as well as we get into the new year and kind of move forward here. I thought it was a really, really strong effort tonight for what was kind of a souped up, special Dynamite with Maximum Carnage going on. So.
Yeah, I will say before we get into tonight's rundown, anything from the last 3 weeks that you wanted to bring up is like a standout moment just from watching it but not really being able to talk about it?
Well, I mean, we're going to talk about him tonight because he was one half of a tag team that did something big tonight. But Jake Doyle, showing up in AEW over the last couple of weeks. We'll talk about that more in depth, but I thought that was awesome. The Young Bucks going full babyface, old music back, tassels, looks like a legitimate last babyface run if you've heard some of their internet chatter and things like that. Yeah, man. And we're going to talk about the first match, but Darby Allin continues to just try to kill himself in his matches every week. So
yeah, I mean, water found wet, but I think the one that stands out to me was obviously the end of the year. We close out AEW's 2025.
Oh, Willow.
Nightingale,
yeah, of course.
The
Yeah,
TBS championship for the second time, defeating Mercedes Moné in that main event, which is cool to watch because I was manning the TV that night. It was New Year's Eve, so we had New Year's Rockin' Eve on one channel. We had the Sabres playing the Dallas Stars on another channel. It was intermission for the period. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to put on Dynamite. We're going to watch this match. And my grandpa's like, oh, I don't remember watching AEW before. But like he's watched WWE and stuff. So he's like, oh, I know Mercedes because she used to do stuff like that. I go to put back on the Sabres game. I'm like, no, I need to see how this finishes. And lo and behold, I might have made a new AEW fan out of my 84-year-old grandfather. So
that's great. Never too old to get back in the game. Can I tell you though, that was a great main event. That was a great moment. I love that for Willow. Obviously Mercedes, we've been talking about it. Mercedes, the downfall has already started. It started kind of really when she lost to Statlander. It's kind of gone from there. Okay. I feel like the TBS title should have been the last title she was clinging on to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The fact that was the one that she let go of at the end of the year is the weirdest part.
That's again, great main event, great moment. Willow more than deserving. Like, love that for Willow. But like, now I feel like the only titles she has left to lose are all the independent titles that the average AEW fan doesn't really give that much a shit about. You know what I mean?
Now, here's the other thing that kind of girded my loins a little bit. If the whole end game was that Willow was going to come back and win the TBS title again,
do it at the end.
Win the tag titles,
and that's it. Well, that's
because especially if they're going to keep feuding with the Mega problem, like
and that
be a thing.
That was part 2 of why I felt that way, because not only did I think it was too early for her to lose the TBS title, because Willow. And it's the first ever tag team. It immediately devalues the tag team championships because now she has a more important title, unfortunately, because the tag titles are so new.
Yep.
They're so new. They're still in the process of being established. They have a great team that holds them in the Babes of Wrath, which Willow is a part of. But now she has a more important title, so it immediately devalues them. And it was
Here's
just
where it gets even more interesting.
weird.
Tonight we had one women's match, no
92.
promos, like literally unless you count like 30 seconds of Zeta Steel talking when we had
She was
Spotlight
good though.
backstage.
She looked good. Yeah.
However, you can't have 3 different championships on the AEW women's roster and have them confined to one trios match. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, like and in general, male or female, I hate when tag team champions are going for and win singles. I hate it.
Yeah.
In all company, I just hate it. You have plenty of other people on your rosters. If you're going to do something, again, do I think Willow was the right person to win that? Of course I do.
I think she was the right person. It was just the wrong time for her to win.
Yes, do that shit. Like have Mercedes travel and lose all these other belts.
Double or
and
nothing to make it more
and she's
from when
clinging
she won
on.
it the first time.
She should be clinging on to that TBS title as the last thing she has before she literally hits rock bottom, and then Willow beats her, and it's like she has nothing left now. And then that's how I felt like it should. I just felt like weird timing. Great match, great moment, awesome. I loved it. In the moment, I was like, and maybe this is just me thinking too much, because in the moment I was like, oh, I felt so great. But then I was like, that just seems weird. That just seems like it's too early. I don't know.
Also get into like the weird thing of like, oh, she's taking a break right in January. She doesn't have any AEW titles anymore. It's Royal Rumbles. Guys, she ain't coming back for the Royal
No, stop that.
She's
That's the
firmly
people
in
that thinking
AEW
like that
right
is
now.
just crazy.
If anything,
talk.
I could see her going to Japan. I could see
Yeah.
her going to Stardom, doing a trip over
Well,
there.
she's got a. Go ahead, sorry.
Well, I was going to say, I could see her going for the red belt over there. She has her European titles that she still needs to defend.
I was going to say, she needs to
Still
go
has
around
the
and like
CMLL
lose
title,
all of
Mexico defend,
those,
yeah.
you know? So, I don't know. Again, I'm not going to. It comes off as us or me complaining about. I'm not complaining about it. I thought everything, the way it went down was beautiful. It was great.
Yeah,
it just felt odd timing wise. Yeah, it's very odd. But anyway.
Yeah, but nevertheless, that is a quick recap of some of the things that we loved, we didn't love. But going into tonight, we start out right away. Samoa Joe's backstage. He's talking about how, Hangman, you represent fools, just like everybody in the crowd is a fool, and can continue to attempts at the World Championship. Show your foolishness. Him and the Ops, they have a trios title match to prepare for, but he does have a bounty on Hangman, and he hired a bounty hunter in Brian Keith. Brian Keith said that he stole one from him 3 years ago when he made his AEW debut, and now he has the opportunity to make it personal. Tonight, he cashes in, pay up. So, good way to get Brian Keith on the show.
Mm-hmm. I like Brian Keith. I thought he had a certain attitude to him in this promo. You know, he in the group, and then Big Bill, you know, we'll talk about the match later, but Big Bill was still out there with him. So, like, clearly still, you know, but like he was the comedic fodder in the learning tree. You know, he would do the lines after Jerry, you better respect your Christian, you know, and he was kind of, and he still has that in him, but this was like the more serious, like this felt like the real Brian Keith to me.
Exactly.
When he was talking, you know, I liked it.
Like the real Brian Keith as of late? No.
But
that is a critique for a different day. I mean, anything to get him in action on Dynamite, I'm not going to complain about it.
No, I thought it was good. And it gave me something to look forward to. Yeah.
That is neither here nor there, but we do open up with some action. We have our grudge match with Darby Allin and Pac. I do like the fact that Pac says that he's going to go it alone, and the Death Rider's like, no, we'll respect it. They start heading back. They don't even let the match begin. They just start beating the shit out of each other.
Wild. All over the place. Just completely just beating and they kept on saying it on commentary. This match hasn't even started yet. Like all over, you know, Pac is just unbelievable.
We have a coffin drop from the mezzanine in the crowd, but I think the moment of
the spot of the match was the stairs, was the belly to belly.
Belly to belly suplex on the rigid, sharp edge of the steel steps is insane.
And the way that Pac snapped it and Darby landed it, it looked like he literally stuck to the stairs. It was gnarly. Oh my God, dude.
Like hell. That was
when they went to commercial right after that, I probably rewound and watched that back half a dozen times. Disgusting.
I just need to know if somebody on Twitter already made an edit to it. If Squidward going, oh, ho, my back, please do and send it to me. Thank you.
Unbelievable. That was an unbelievable spot. Like crazy.
I never in a million years would I have thought of that being a spot in the match. It's so visceral.
Oh,
But I love
that was disgusting. It was like, and I say disgusting in like kind of a good way.
Yeah.
But it was disgusting. That was like, it happened, and I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, I can't believe that. Like the way he landed, it looked like lower back, neck. I was like, there's no way he's not hurt. There's no way he's not hurt.
And honestly, also proves to show that sometimes the most impactful spots that you could do in a match, like, don't have to involve like a bunch of blades or like anything with blood or anything like that. Just landing on a sharp, blunt point of steel steps.
Nope.
That'll do it.
Mm-mm.
That'll do it. But I mean, immediately from there, they get right into it. You have a huge lariat from Pac, German suplex. At one point, you get Pac doing a crucifix powerbomb over the rope onto this entrance stage and almost get a count out there. But eventually, you start to see Darby starting to fight back a little bit too. At one point, you see Pac going off the second rope, and he starts tweaking his ankle, and then Darby, like a shark in the water, goes right after him. You see Coffin drops to the outside on the apron and everything, and eventually he is going for these reverse splashes in the corner. The referee, Paul Turner, gets pulled in by Pac. He goes down.
Mm-hmm.
Wheeler Yuta comes out with a steel chair against Pac's wishes and eats a drop kick and a Scorpion Death Drop. This was already after Pac had got locked into a Scorpion Death Lock and tapped without the ref seeing it. It allows Darby to grab the chair, set it up on Pac's ankle for a Pillmanizer, hits a coffin drop on it, gets the chair away, locks in another Scorpion Death Lock, and this time the ref does see it. Pac taps out, and Darby gets the win finally over Pac, defeating every single member of the Death Riders.
Yes. Can we be done with this now?
The way they said it, I think we are.
Okay. Yeah, as long as Darby go fight somebody else. I need just get away from the Death Riders. All right.
Unless
the matches
after the Continental Champion.
Yeah, that's the matches aren't bad. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm not enjoying the match, but like you've been feuding with this group for 5 months. Yeah, this is it. You were gone half the year, but like if you like you said, we're going back over a year if you're counting all the time, including the time he wasn't around. It's been literally over a year. Like I do something else, man. Fight other people. With that being said, this is a great match.
Oh, great.
This is a really, really good match. They beat the shit out of each other. Darby took, obviously we talked about it, but he took the, 4 or 5 really crazy bumps that you're expecting him to take. And I thought that even though I wasn't a huge fan of, I just feel like Pac is a guy that needs to go on a run and just not lose like for a while. Even though he lost, they did it in a way where his ankle was banged up the whole match. So, working on the ankle the whole match and then the Pillmanizing and then him tapping out after his ankle is, conceivably smashed into bits with the Pillmanize. It makes sense. So I thought it was a very good match. Darby gets his win. He's beaten everybody in the group. Please do something different.
Please, we beg.
Yes.
Variety is the spice of life. Please.
Yes.
Please.
There's a lot of guys I would like to see Darby Allin fight on the AEW roster. And I would like to see him do something different. And
also, not to go all WWE on this, but what does this mean for the Death Riders?
They're baby. Are they not going right?
I feel like Mox is already like almost a baby face. Like they really tried to book him more baby than heel, anyways. But I don't think he's actually like a true tweener. I think this is going to be where they divide and see who goes which way. Mox definitely is going the babyface route, which is ironic considering the fact that he almost killed Danielson twice. But now we're going to go back to starting to cheer him. I could see Claudio staying heel. I could see Yuta staying heel.
Yeah, all of them though, right? Pac as well.
Honestly, this is going to sound kind of crazy. I could see Garcia going babyface again. And I could honestly see Marina going babyface.
If they want.
Unless she's the one.
Not if she's sticking with Bane. If she's sticking with Bane as a partnership or some sort of thing because I feel like Penelope is going to be out for a while. So if they continue to stick them together, I don't think Marina would go babyface. But
unless her and Roddy join together to be alongside the conglomeration, but not in the conglomeration.
Yeah, I'd rather Roddy join.
I don't know.
I'd rather Roddy join the Death Riders though. Like let's say this does end up being what we thought it was going to be, like right after All In almost, and if they just do it in a different way where Moxley goes full babyface and eventually the Death Riders are like, no, this is not what we're about. And they still end up removing Moxley. I could see Roddy joining somehow, not as the leader or anything, but like somehow to like replace Moxley not being there, if that makes sense.
I just don't know if we need the Death Riders as a unit to continue. That's the
I agree. I fully agree.
Yeah. I don't know.
But then that's 4 or 5. That's 4 more dudes that you need to find individual pathways and stories for that you've kind of been able to like not have to worry about it because of this group.
But even then, they didn't really have stories now. They've just all been like henchmen for one person.
Yeah.
And then you just cycle them in and out to build someone else's story. I don't know. Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah.
But it does lead us into our next match. We do get that bounty on Hangman Adam Page as he faces Brian Keith. This was it was a fine match. Like
I was going to say it was fun. Yeah.
Nothing crazy. Big Bill was inserting himself whenever possible, and then eventually Swerve Strickland comes out and evens the odds, steel chain in hand, and allows Hangman to hit the buckshot lariat on Brian Keith. 1, 2, 3. I do like the fact that we got a little bit of a post-match promo there because you end up saying, "Hey, Brian, go try to collect your bounty now, dumbass." So that was fun. You see both men talking about their world title aspirations, and Swerve mentioning, if you survive tonight, we're coming after you relentlessly. And I'm never usually make a New Year's resolution, but this year it's about winning the world title again, getting back on top of the mountain, and making this place Swerve's house, which brings out Kenny Omega.
Very nice.
And that we all once referred to as a wrestling god. Whether we believe it, he still believes it. He knows that he's going to have to win a few wrestling matches, get back into the world title picture. I do like the fact that Hangman says, hey, there's 3 of us here that want that belt, and there's no team effort. If we cross paths, may the best man win.
Mm-hmm.
Although I do like that Swerve still is shooting daggers down on Kenny Omega too, but sadly, it's not over then, because before Kenny Omega can bid the crowd adieu, goodbye, and good night, bang.
Your favorite guy came up. Your favorite. This is your guy. This is your guy.
I had a good 3-week break from Don Callis.
Listen, but this type of thing right here. This is what he's the best at. Even though you don't like him, this is what he's there for. He's there to come out, get all the heat, get the crowd hate, and he comes out immediately, calls Kenny Omega a piece of trash, which everybody's like, go F yourself, bro. Yeah. Like we're here having a moment getting ready because Kenny's saying, but he's saying like, Kenny's there saying, hey, I'm the real Kenny Omega again. Like I'm going for the world title. Like that's what I'm doing. This is what we want. It's been a while. This is what everybody wants is Kenny to be going towards there. And then Callis comes out and immediately is like, give me a break. You're a loser. You want to fight some people? All right. How about you fight this guy? And I think Josh Alexander is kind of that perfect opponent. He's going to give Kenny a great match.
Oh, he sure is.
And he's going to lose, and nobody's going to care that Josh Alexander loses. And that's going to be a big win for Kenny to kind of start racking up some wins.
And it was better that the match happened now, or I guess logistically next week is when they announced it, because Don Callis saying, hey, you don't get to decide what matches, our daddy does, and this what I say goes and all that stuff. So next week it's the match that we all thought could have happened back in TNA in 2021. It's going to be Josh Alexander versus Kenny Omega 1-on-1. Regardless of the outcome that seems fairly obvious, I'm very excited for it because both of them know how to put on a good match regardless of the occasion. So very excited for that.
Yeah, it'll be very good. It'll be very, very good.
Yeah, I do also like the fact that we get a little backstage segment with Renee Paquette and Brody King trying to get some thoughts on Bandito's world title match against MJF. But before he could even say anything, we have Jonathan Cruz backstage, MJF's clientele of the Spanish language. And, Brody's saying, hey, I have a match on standby. Looks like I found my appointment, as John Cruz is in this very nice men's warehouse suit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm not really dressed for that. I'm like, no, I'll see you next segment. And then immediately, as the music starts playing, John Cruz barely makes it to the ring. Brody King whoops his ass. Bell rings, crucifix, pile driver, 1, 2, 3. It would just,
yeah.
I mean, good squash match.
Yeah, and Brody King's a great guy to have it. He, and he does a little post-match promo, a little pep talk to Bandito, and Brody King's the guy to have it. He's super popular. He's super over. Everybody loves him. His tag team partners in the main event fighting for the world title. It just made sense that he would be on the show. Get him out there for, 2 minutes. He beats the shit out of somebody and then, cuts a rah-rah promo, which I thought he did fine, saying, it's going to be an honor to stand next to, the new AEW champion, his partner, his brother, and easy peasy, good to go. I did see some people start chattering online that they thought he was going to turn on Bandito tonight, which we'll get.
I'm not going to lie. I thought so at the end of the show.
I was like, he better not. I mean, down the line, 100%. But I was like, tonight, come on. What are we doing? But anyway.
Never say never.
Look I think it will happen. Even though, I don't want to see him go heel, though. He's just so cool.
I mean,
he's so cool.
But Brody King can do no wrong in my books. I
agree. I agree.
I love that bastard.
Yeah, me too.
But
this match, though.
Now, this next match was a lot of fun.
Holy shit.
Keep in mind, in full discretion, I had AEW up on one screen, the Sabres versus the Flyers up on another screen. So I'm going back and forth between Warner stations. But this was a really fun four-way tag match. Tornado tag match to crown #1 contenders for the AEW Men's World Tag Team Championships. You have Mark Davis and Jake Doyle, the Donkhouse family, teaming up for the first time ever.
Mm-hmm.
Jet Speed going against GOA of the Demand, going against the Young Bucks. It was one fall to a finish, and bodies were flying everywhere.
Yeah, great stuff. Yeah. Great stuff. Just
bodies, they were flying everywhere too.
No, just the tornado style. All 8 of these guys just doing just nonstop from bell to bell. Everyone getting their shit in. Everyone looking like $1,000,000. The Bucks hitting all their stuff, and just every Jet Speed getting there. Just everybody had their moment individually and as teams throughout this whole match. Yeah. It was tremendous. At any point, or that's the wrong way to say it, but at some point in this match, I thought every team was going to win.
Yeah,
I was like, oh dang, are they going to do it? You know what I mean?
Now, some of the highlights that I had down in here, I know we had there's a double BTE trigger from Jet Speed in the Bucks on both Davis and Doyle, and they both catch them and turn them into double power bombs, which was fucking cool.
Awesome.
You had Toa Leona doing a massive moonsault from the apron on,
and Ricochet literally losing his mind on commentary. Like I don't think Ricochet knew that was coming because he lost his mind on commentary. Like he was like giggling when he did that.
I mean, I was too because I didn't see that one coming either. I'm like, what
the
hell?
Yeah, it was great.
We had a super kick party of sorts. We had Jack Perry eventually coming out because it seemed like the Bucks were about to get the win. Ricochet pulls out the referee. Jack Perry's all over him. Mayhem ensues and everything. Eventually, it's just Jet Speed and Davis and Doyle in the ring. It looks like we get another Ultima weapon from Speedball instead of the assisted one that he hit earlier on the shoulders of Mark Davis. He was going for this one. He gets caught by Doyle into that swinging power bomb, sends him over the top rope out to the floor, and then eventually just a massive pile driver by Mark Davis to get the win. Donkhouse family wins.
I thought this was a great pick for the winners. I didn't see it coming at all. I thought the Bucks were going to win.
Honestly, Jet Speed was going to
win. I was leaning Jet Speed or Bucks because I figured FTR is bad guys. They'll put a good guy team. But listen, if you're going to debut somebody like Jake Doyle, the way that you did it, and you're putting this team together, they look good together. 2 big, massive dudes. I'm happy for both these. I'm happy for Jake because immediately shows up and immediately is going after a title of and I'm happy for Mark Davis because Kyle Fletcher took off and became a, top of the company guy, and Mark Davis could have easily gotten forgot about.
Yeah.
And he hasn't, and he's put in the work. I love that kind of pickup into like a one-man spike pile driver almost move that he does. I love the way that looks. It's a great finish. And then, FTR comes out post-match, and we get a little stare down and brawl. And these 4 guys are going to beat. Oh, my God. Stokely in the wheelchair was tremendous.
I will say my favorite thing has been seeing all the different wrestlers with their buttons on social media after donating to his recovery fund.
Yes. I have seen some of that. That's good stuff. Even though my social media on Twitter is still not mine.
Yeah. How the hell did you get hacked?
No idea. No, I was at work, the shoot job. And I sat down on my lunch break, and I had an email that said that my email to my account on Twitter was changed. And I said, uh-oh. I said, I didn't do that. Well, and I've been trying to get it back ever since. Today is officially a week. And I feel like from like SP3 and a few other people, I feel like a week or shortly after, like shortly more than a week, has been kind of the average for people to get it back. So I'm hoping by the end of this week, there's a resolve to it. But I'm getting nowhere. I filled out everything I need to fill out. I've reached out. I'm getting nowhere. But anyway, enough about me.
And of course, they tried to put fucking 2-factor authentication behind a paywall.
Yeah. That's really what I need to get. I've sent emails because that's what SP3 said got him his access back, as he emailed and said, can you remove this from my account? And then once they did, he knew his password and he can sign in, and he changed his email back because he had the same thing happen to him than me. But I have that on. So when I go to change my password, it emails the account for the authentication, and it's not my fucking email anymore.
Yeah. Now,
so I'm sitting here like an asshole
with Instagram.
Yeah. So. It's the worst. I'm on my second Instagram account because I never got back my original one when I got hacked.
Oh, it's so fucking.
It's a pain in the ass. It's like, what are we doing? But anyway, these 4 guys are going to beat the fuck out of each other.
Oh yeah, they
FTR and these 2. Yes, it's going to be a tremendous. This, and you know me, this is going to be my style. This is going to be my kind of match. They're going to beat this 4 bigger, tougher dudes just beating the piss out of each other. That's what I'm here for.
It doesn't have to be a fucking technical masterpiece. Although
nope.
all 4 of them could wrestle that.
Oh, easily they could go either way, but this is going to be a hoss.
Yeah,
a hoss fight.
Corn-fed motherfuckers beating the hell out of.
This is what it is. These are country boys. Yeah. These 4 guys, and they are going to destroy each other, and I'm going to be here for it, big time.
Yeah, I want this match to happen at Texas Day Brazil, where it's nothing but meat.
Do it. I'm ready. I'm flipping the paddle over. It's green. Let's go.
Yep.
Keep bringing it over.
Mm-hmm. I know we kind of alluded to it earlier, but we did get a little bit of a Sky Flight promo backstage. We got Zeta Steel calling out Marina Shafir after getting attacked on Collision. I will say, of all the WWE ID talent that have come and gone, the fact that WWE didn't think to sign Zeta Steel is kind of a holy airball, Batman.
Well, did she choose to leave, though? So I think she chose not to sign.
I think it's the fact that they probably wanted to keep her as ID instead of actually.
That might be true. That might be true. Yeah, that might be true. Which is really weird because they just depleted NXT.
Well, it's not even
more on the men's side, but they did take up Jordan Grace. There's rumors that Blake is going, they're in the process of really replenishing the main roster with fresh people. So I feel like Zeta Steel would have been a shoo-in to just show up on NXT and be a new person of importance.
But then you also think about the fact that she was teaming with Swipe Right and Jackson Drake, and they just got signed traditionally now.
Yeah.
I mean, for better or for worse, NXT has always had their women's booking down pat.
That's true.
Well as their roster down pat, so maybe that could be part of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, she already had a look for TV. It's just a matter of who was going to sign her first.
Yeah.
Already a great fit in AEW and Ring of Honor.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So she calls out Marina Shafir. Top Flight Scorpio Sky called Don Callis family, and then Scorpio's also talking about saying everybody's thinking about what's next, thinking about what's now. And then, of course, the lights go out at the end of their promo, which leads us into some women's trios action. We got the Triangle of Madness, Julia Hart, Sky Blue, and Tekla going against your Women's World Tag Team Champions, the Babes of Wrath, Harley Cameron and the TBS Champion, Willow Nightingale, and the AEW Women's World Champion, Chris Statlander. Harley's parents are back together. All is right in the world. All is right in Long Island. They dressed up as the Powerpuff Girls last week. It was great.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I liked I liked it. I was good to go. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Who dressed up as a Powerpuff Girl?
Harley, Willow, and Chris did on Collision.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah. Well, not traditionally, but they had the color scheme going, and then Willow
talked
about it on socials.
Okay. The colors, I didn't. I did not watch fair game, guys. I did not watch Collision last week.
Yeah.
So
no, I saw it in passing. Willow also had a nice blurb about it on her socials. I highly recommend people going back and reading that too for what it's worth. But
I would.
All in all, I liked this match. I thought it was good. I just wish that this wasn't the only women's match. But that will always be my complaint with AEW. The only women's match at 9:30.
Mm-hmm.
We've never been so back, but But I will say the big surprise to me, Tekla pinning Chris Statlander.
I think it's been clear over the last couple of weeks that this is where they're going for her next championship match. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel
Tekla's
like
very cool.
The champions to get pinned.
Yeah.
Any of them, but hey, I feel like this is going to be a great singles match whenever we get it. And you also think about the fact that now we have some equalizers for Chris Statlander too to handle Julia Hart and Sky Blue and Wrath. So
And I think it just makes sense, right? I think you can take this probably all the way into Revolution if you want, and you have your women's tag team title match and you have your women's heavyweight title match just based out of this. I wouldn't hate if they even ran this as a trios match and just said winner take all the titles are on the line. Wouldn't hate that either.
I feel like we're going to get the title match well before Revolution, though.
That might be true. Maybe on like a Dynamite within the next 2 or 3 weeks, or because they'll do that, and then you can do some form of. But I feel like these are it's 2 title matches you have wrapped in one kind of combined feud, kind of, if you do it that way. But I agree with you. I thought this match was really good. I think Tekla has a very unique look, and she's just cool looking and a badass and scary looking, and I don't think she has a chance to beat Statlander. Like, I don't feel like she would win the title match at all, but it's a fresh face going for the title. I feel like Stat beat the 3 kind of, Tony, Mercedes, and Hayter. Like, yeah, those 3 were essential victories. Now let's get some fresh faces and have Stat just kind of build her resume as champion. But like, let's get some new people going. And Tekla is a newer person in a heavyweight title picture. And yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel like Tekla's definitely going to have a good match with Chris. I don't think she's going to win it. What I do think could happen is after the match, I feel like we need to either reestablish other members of the roster to go after the world title, or maybe you see someone come back that hasn't been back in quite some time. Someone that Chris Statlander faced previously in her last world title match years ago that has been conspicuous by her absence. Do you think perhaps we could see Britt Baker back in AEW this year?
I mean, this year I would friggin' hope. A year's a long time. We're only in January still. Like, I would hope. I don't know.
We'll see.
It would be nice. It would be nice to see her. She's, they just built the whole women's division around her the first 3 years of the company.
Yeah,
so
I feel like now is at a point where not only would it be fresh for her to be back, but it's also not going to encroach on anything else because you are reestablishing this mid-card division, you're reestablishing the tag division. Like, I have no qualms whatsoever if Britt Baker came back and was in the world title picture against Statlander going into Revolution.
Oh, I mean, to me, if Britt Baker does come back, she needs to immediately be. I mean, she would automatically be at the top, near the top of the card. So I think it makes sense, especially if she comes back as a heel. I think it completely makes sense. I'm not going to say she's been missed because the women's division has been doing some really good stuff here for the last a good chunk of time.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that she's been missed.
But if you can add somebody at that caliber of Britt Baker, if you could just add her to what they've been building to this division, I mean, I don't know why she's not around. I just don't know why.
Yeah.
So
the only other person I could see being after Tekla, if it's not Britt, it's probably going to be Athena.
Athena would be on my short list. Yeah, I would like to see Megan Bain get near there if they wanted to not do the tag, not do the tag team thing. A Statlander Bain rerun, I think that may. I would have Megan beat her though. I would have Megan beat her.
I think you either have Megan Bain go after the TBS title, or you let her have a run in the Owen.
Yeah, I expect Megan Bain to be heavyweight champion this year. That would be one of my shoe-in bets. I would feel very confident in the house bet that Megan Bain should be and will be the AEW Women's Champion in 2026. That should happen.
Honestly, that's a safe bet with me. I wouldn't be mad at it.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen Megan Bain have a bad match wherever she is.
Nope. And just her presentation still, she's clearly had the good tag team with Penelope, still was relevant, even though bad, changes and bad stuff happened, still stayed at that level. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer.
Well, here's the other thing. I know in April, I think it's either March or April, Pro Wrestling Eve is going to have Statlander going one-on-one against Charlie, a.k.a. Dakota Kai.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she makes her way over to AEW?
That'd be nice. AEW announced shortly after this match a very big signing, in my opinion. And I know you agree, like a gigantic signing. So why not bring in another giant signing with formerly Dakota Kai? I mean, if she's there and she's willing to if she wants to looking for a contract, that's a good person to add to your roster. So
might fuck things up for the podcast she does with Zelina Vega, but that's okay. But
yeah,
the other person that I would be very interested to see them bring in, because on the topic of big meaty women slapping meat, because her and Willow are on good terms. You could have her and Megan Bayne. They have the partnership with Bushido World, so like Stardom and New Japan. I'd love to see Chris Statlander versus Bozilla.
She just get hurt though.
Did she just get hurt?
I don't know. I might have read that. I might have read that she got pulled from an event.
Match a couple weeks ago.
Okay, I thought I might have read that she got pulled from an event for a potential injury. No. Not that it would matter. It's not like that. We're not looking for that match for like next week. But like,
way, that would be one that I think could happen this year. That would be like oh shit, I didn't see this one coming, but how could I know on it?
Yeah. Look, me.
It looked like the other day she hurt her knee, so I don't know if we have an update on that or not.
Yeah. Listen, me. I love big meat, smacking meat in all forms. So give it to me. Give it to me.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need it doesn't matter what kind of meat it is. Just give it to us all.
Correct.
But we do lead into our main event of the evening. But before that, we actually get another backstage segment with Renee Paquette. This time with Jet Speed trying to get some of their thoughts. It's been a rocky start to the year. Before they could say anything, Swerve Strickland makes his way backstage. Puts him over big time, says he's had phenomenal matches with Speedball in years past on the Indies. Talks about the fact that he brought up Kevin Knight's name personally to Tony Khan as the future of the business. Appreciates them, tells them to hold their head up high. And as Renee's talking about that, well, yeah, they keep saying you're the future of the business, but how are you guys going to respond to it? And before they could talk again, Hangman comes back. He says, you guys might have lost a chance at the World Tag titles, but not the Trios titles. I'll see you on Saturday. And it is official that Jet Speed will be teaming with Hangman Adam Page versus the Ops for the AEW World Trios Championship at Collision Maximum Carnage. We'll probably have the spoilers out by the end of the night because there is
taping it now, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, there's some contract news. This is from Fightful Select, courtesy of Sean Ross Sapp. As it stands right now, Powerhouse Will Hobbs' contract with AEW expires at midnight. Whether that will factor into the booking or not remains to be seen.
I actually think Hangman and Jet Speed are winning. So.
I think they are too.
Yeah.
And I could see Hobbs making his way over to a little company in Orlando, Florida.
I was going to say he is if that's what he wants to do.
Yeah. He
is tailor-made for WWE. Tailor-made.
Let him do it. Or.
Yeah.
Or honestly, AEW's poached TNA pretty.
I was going to say, does he go to TNA?
Powerhouse.
He walks into TNA and he's Santana's first opponent for the championship right away when Santana wins it back.
Here's the thing. I don't think Santana's going to win it back right away because I think you do Kaz versus AJ at Genesis. Because AJ's going to be on Impact tomorrow.
Tomorrow night, yeah.
Also, our beloved friend, Drew Nichols.
Drew. How we doing, pal?
The man that took a break from wrestling, which I need to do eventually this year, too.
He's coming back, though. He took a break, but he's slowly coming back.
Yeah, and he's easing in. I think the third Dynamite I've watched in full since October. Glad I watched. Good to have you back, friend.
Dynamite's been on fire, man. Dynamite, AEW's kicking.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't think that even going into last year when we were starting the show, I didn't realize just how hot of a stretch Dynamite was going to be on over the last, 9 months? It really doesn't feel like they've had many lull weeks, if any.
No, very rare. Like even in, at bare minimum, you're getting a good show.
Yeah.
Bare minimum, you're getting a good show. And it's just like, all right, yeah, I haven't watched AEW and been like, oh, that wasn't that great in what feels like a long time.
Yeah.
So,
honestly, probably since maybe the beginning of 2020. I mean, the only real negative show that I could say for AEW.
The Death Rider stuff early last year, I feel like was.
Yeah, but
there was some shows.
TV itself, but on Dynasty, that was the one that really pissed me off. Revolution had some weird booking, but Dynasty, the fact that show on as late as it did, had the finish that it did that accomplished nothing, that was where I'm just like, okay, what the hell are we doing here?
Yeah. I agree.
But that was then, this is now. We have ourselves an AEW World Championship match.
Well, hold on. Because right before.
Oh, we do have to talk about it. You're right.
Right before this, they announced that the Rascals have been signed, and we're talking all of them.
Yeah.
We're talking Wentz. We're talking Wesley. I don't know his non-WWE name. Yes. We're talking Myron Reed. And we're talking the other guy that I'm forgetting his name right now because I'm an idiot. Trey Miguel. All 4 of them.
Yep.
That's a gigantic signing for AEW, in my opinion.
It's not even just a gigantic signing for AEW because, I mean, they were going to thrive wherever they went.
Yeah.
TNA. How do you fumble the Rascals?
Bro.
How do you reunite the Rascals at Final Resolution and you let them go?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Whatever. I think that when
We're
they
get Killer Kelly in AEW too.
I would think. Yeah.
And I ain't mad at that either.
No. That's a great signing. To get all those guys, that is a great signing. They're going to do big things. They're going to do big things in AEW if they do them right. And yeah, man. I messaged you off the side and I was like, that's huge. Like, that's a huge deal.
I mean, we gotta think about like the last few hirings that have gone from TNA over to AEW. You had Ace Austin.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you had Josh Alexander. You had Deonna Purrazzo, which is now finally getting her just desserts as the women's pure champion in Ring of Honor. It's still never on Dynamite, though. You have the Rascals now. You have Jake Doyle. I don't know what the hell TNA is doing, just letting these bona fide stars that you either slept on booking-wise or you shot them to the moon, and they're like, hey, thank you for that. I'm going to use that as my launching pad now.
I don't know. You got to make room for Perez Hilton.
Don't get me started on that. I mean, it says more about TNA that a lot of performers are using them as a means to an end instead of it being the end itself.
But it seems like they're totally okay with that.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to go to WWE? Come work for us. You can stay with us for as long as you want, and then when they're ready to take you, they'll take you, and we'll get somebody else. You know, that seems like it almost seems like they're becoming like that's what they're doing, and they're doing. They're doing good stuff. Clearly, that TV deal is huge. They're going to be very successful on AMC starting tomorrow night. It's going to work out for them. I think AMC is going to back them big time, and that's going to be a big deal. But at the same time.
But at some point, you got to make sure that you're truly an alternative and you're not just a bona fide AAA, no pun intended, to the 2 biggest companies because you're getting poached from both sides. Because, I mean, on the WWE side, you lost Joe Hendry. You lost Jordan Grace. Chances are you're probably going to lose Mike Santana. You're probably going to lose Leon Slater. Like, the writing's on the wall.
I agree. But to me, it feels like, would it shock you if all of a sudden you started seeing more like, what do they call it now? What do they call that? Evolve? Is it Evolve?
Yeah.
What are they? Yeah. Would it shock you if you saw more of those people move over to TNA and do TNA things to get more exposure and get TV, like actual TV time before, like say they're in Evolve and they're like, all right, they're a little above Evolve, but we don't want to put them in NXT yet. Let's throw them in TNA for 90 days. See how they do over there.
I think the problem is just we already know that Evolve is like either PC trainees or you have your ID talent. The only way I would be okay with some Evolve,
or maybe the ID talent goes over there. Maybe
I could see the ID talent doing well in TNA, and like maybe that could be where they decide, okay, do we sign them or do we let them continue just doing their indie stuff or whatever? Like, I could see maybe a Jack Cartwheel doing some stuff in TNA. I could definitely see Lady Reed doing stuff in TNA. I mean. We need more women's ID talent anyways, but that's a different story for a different day.
Yeah.
But
so I think about things like that when they have people in the ID program where they're like, okay, like we want these people to start working kind of for us, but we don't have room for them right now anywhere. So let them go to TNA and work there for months. And then when we feel like we're ready, we'll just snag them.
And then you also think about the fact that they just announced next week they're having a 3-way number 1 contenders match on NXT for the TNA Knockouts tag titles because TNA doesn't know how to keep women's tag teams on the roster. Although, to be fair, one of the big ones that kind of escaped them because one turned out to be a piece of shit, but that's not the point. The point is just like you also have these companies using TNA because they have things wrong in their own companies. So like, hey, NXT doesn't have women's tag titles because we decided to unify them like idiots. So now we're going to use TNA's on our show instead. Or we're going to have the X Division champion come over for a pop on Saturday night's main event and not really get put over, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just, one of these days, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop with TNA where they actually say, you know what, I'm going to make, or whoever it is, if it's Carlos Silva, whoever at Anthem's going to actually give them, like, we need to either have budget for wrestlers to keep them long term, or we got to go balls to the wall, try to get a big presence on our show. So.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I think TNA is happy with what I mean. I don't think TNA gets this TV deal if they're not in business with WWE. So I'm sorry.
I disagree.
I think
wish it was like 2022, 2023 Impact Wrestling that was getting these like arena sizes, getting this TV deal. Because if that era of TNA was getting this kind of publicity, oh my God, they would have been the second like true competition for AEW at the time. Because I mean, we're talking about when you had guys coming in for one-offs like Will Ospreay and Okada. You had like huge stars. You had Trinity when she was in between going back to WWE. You had Mickie James. You had Speedball. You had Josh Alexander. You had all of these guys, and you just kind of lost them after the big rebrand. Hey, we're going back to TNA, and then everybody leaves TNA.
Yeah. I mean, it's
whether that's the domino effect of Scott D'Amore getting canned, I don't know.
I mean, that had something to do with it, but I feel like TNA's kind of always gone through this type of stuff every handful of years. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I don't think we're like 2016 bad again, but like, eventually something's got to give.
Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know.
Sorry, guys. That was a lot of TNA talk on the AEW show, but it's kind of relevant considering the latest.
It is. Yeah.
But we do have our World Championship match in the main event. The Ring of Honor World Champion, the winner of the Dynamite Diamond Ring, Bandito, versus Maxwell Jacob Friedman. And what I thought was a stellar main event.
Yeah, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah. Two of the best.
Yep.
Two of the best. Max, you know, I don't think Max proves it to anybody anymore because I think everyone knows. But Max, again, just showcasing that he's not just all talk. He's as good as it gets in there. And Bandito has arguably been the best wrestler on the planet for the last calendar year plus. Mm-hmm. So it was what it was. I thought they made Bandito look like $1 million in this match. I thought there were multiple times in this match where I knew Max wasn't gonna lose, but there were multiple times in this match where I was like, oh shit, like that was close. Like, that was close. They had me believing it was a possibility, even though I knew it wasn't a possibility.
And it's also just a different match that Max has had to wrestle because you don't really get to see him with the high flyers like that. He was matching whatever Bandito was giving him to. Lots of back and forth stuff. I love the fact that he was going a very much technical route with the fact that he was targeting the arms so much. Like, just sometimes the best heel heat is just targeting a body part.
Yep.
Like, yeah, he's still a dick, but he was trying to be a dick that could wrestle a ground game against an aerial opponent, which is wrestling 101.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that they were making good use of the ringside area, going into the crowd for stuff. The closing moments were really good where we got where he hits the 21 plex finally after going for it a couple times, but couldn't bridge into the pin. They got to see all those different roll-up counters and everything too. Yep. Eventually you do see that Max locks in the Salt of the Earth Fujiwara armbar, and it looks like he's trying to get to the ropes, Bandito does, but he gets pulled back into a label lock where he eventually passes out, and MJF retains the World Championship. I'll give the Devil his due. That's one of my more, I would say, more likable MJF matches. Don't get me wrong; he's had good matches to me. I feel like him mostly focusing on the in-ring work. This is one of his better ones.
Yeah, I mean, he had the opponent that was gonna be easy for him to give us one of those, right? So, I thought this was easily his best match since he's been back.
Yeah,
without question. I think it'll be hard for him to have a better one than this.
I mean, do you think about some of the possibilities down the road?
Oh, yeah.
They're going to be pretty good matches, too.
Oh, yeah. And he's always great. This was really, really good. The way he won makes sense. And then even what happened after the match where, the music, he cuts his music.
I love the way he put over Bandito. When a lot of people were saying that you were going to be a future AEW World Champion, I won't lie, I laughed. But after wrestling you, it's apparent that they were right. It pains me to admit it, but you will be a World Champion AEW one day. Which unfortunately means I have to do this, and he starts beating him with the Triple B. Starts trying to rip off his mask. Brody King comes out to make the save, or the save. Holy shit! As MJF runs up the stage to the back, and you see Brodito in the ring standing tall together to close out the show.
Yeah, I look at if this leads to a one-off MJF Brody King match. You want to give that to me, with MJF somehow sneaking away with that? Okay, I'm cool with that. I was afraid that after the match when Brody King, I was like, he's gonna lift him up and he's gonna clothesline him through the mat, and I'm gonna say no, not yet. But luckily, justice prevailed. But
also, what does that say about us that we are so conditioned to the fact that
that's
at a drop of a dime, any tag team can break up?
It's terrible.
I don't know.
It's honestly terrible that's immediately, you know what I mean? Like, no tag team can just, like, they can't just be friends forever.
I think it's also just the fact that it's always when one goes off to a singles endeavor.
Yeah.
Even though the fact that they were brought together from singles wrestlers to a
correct
tag team.
Just randomly paired together. They had success and they became a badass, cool tag team that everybody loved. And it's like, they can't just be friends.
Ring of Honor world champion throughout all of this.
Yeah.
Having singles title defenses. They won the tag titles together. They lost the tag title.
It's like we immediately this is what it's because we've been conditioned because it happens we're just like, oh, Bandito's won an opportunity to be a world champion. Well, obviously Brody King's going to get jealous and hate him for it and beat the shit out of him.
Well,
and it's like, well, but maybe he can just be a supportive friend.
Yeah.
Maybe that other part doesn't have to happen, but I could see it happening down the line. But I don't want to. I want everyone to cheer for Brody King because I love that big bastard. I love him.
I do too. Yeah.
I love him. He's one of my favorites. I know a world title is probably far, far away from where he's at currently with the story. I wouldn't hate. At some point, it should happen. But I don't think he's factored into probably the plans for the next little bit unless there is a match out of this with MJF.
I don't think it might be the world title, but I could see him doing well in the Owen. I don't think he's going to win it.
Mm-hmm.
But I want... You know what I could see him win? I could see
TNT?
him win C2.
Oh, C2? Yeah. Maybe. Wasn't even in it this year. Pissed me off.
I think he's going to have a year where they can't deny him that.
I just want him to... I don't want him to just be... I don't want him to just be the guy that gets the 2-minute squash on the dot. Like I want
and I also don't want him to just be the guy that's in a tag team or a stable either.
Correct. Like I want substance for him because he's good. He's got a good character. He's a great dude, and he's just got a very unique. Nobody looks like him. Nobody's this big tattooed beard. Like he just has a very unique look, and he's good in the ring. His matches are entertaining. He's a big motherfucker. Give him something to do. Give him something to do that's important because he deserves it. And I think the crowd, organically, we've kind of chosen him as one of our dudes.
Yeah.
And I just think he should be doing important things, not just kind of being a sidekick and I when I say important things, I mean that not leading to essentially him just becoming a bad guy. Like I want, have him go for a TNT title or have him go for the Continental title. I don't care. But like give him something of substance. Yeah.
National title.
Why not? That'd be fun. Ricochet running for his life from Brody King for weeks.
This mid-card title thing is still frying my ass, by the way.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
The fact that we literally could have had the portmanteau of AEW Intercontinental Champion after All In and had it be its own thing. But no, we have the unified title. But then you lose one of the belts and then the unified title goes away. And then it's like, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah. Makes no sense. But what can you do? Listen, we've been sitting here saying that AEW's been on a roll lately. That doesn't mean that they're perfect.
Oh, no, they're
not. And
not.
Whatever the hell this was that they decided to do with the titles around the seat, dumb.
Yeah, but you know what? It is what it is. I know next week we're still going to have a good show to watch.
Oh, of course.
Just from Kenny Omega versus Josh Alexander alone, I'm not going to complain about that.
Nope.
You'd be a fool to complain about that. But you know what also you guys should do is you should make sure that you're following BODYSLAM Net anywhere you are going on the social medias. You can check them out on Patreon for $5 a month. BODYSLAM PWN. Get all the latest scoops from Corey Hayes and the gang over there. JPJ, what is going on in your world?
Well, I mean, the usual. Tomorrow night, Between Two Beards over on Love Wrestling. We got Wells Mania joining us tomorrow. We're going to be talking, I know this is an AEW centric show, but we got a new world champion over in the WWE land, Drew McIntyre. We got NXT, some stuff went down. Obviously, tonight's AEW, so big week over there. You're a big football guy. Me and Pluggo are big football guys. We'll be talking some NFL. We talked before we went live. I feel like there might be a rubber matchup coming in the AFC Championship between our two ball clubs, which next week's show would be even extra fun if that was the potential matchup we were waiting for.
Or worst case scenario, if one of our teams makes it and the other one doesn't, we're never going to hear the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, if we have to go to Denver, I guess that would be whatever, but,
Wait, I thought you guys were... Oh, no, they're number one. You're right.
Yeah, they're one.
Damn.
I think, listen, we talked about it, and I know you're going to be the Bills fan, and you're going to say, I don't know. Denver's defense is for real.
They are.
Okay? But I think it's going to come down to scoring points. And I'm sorry, I feel like Bo Nix is not going to be it. Because listen, Denver had a great year. They're the number one seed. They had a top 5 defense. They have a great, great coach. I get it, but they barely scored over 20. Like they didn't win games because they were scoring points. They won games because their defense was good. I feel like Josh Allen is just a special guy. He's a special player. I feel like he's going to be able to outscore Bo Nix. So.
And we're broken Bills offense right now. We got 3 of our wide receivers of 6 on the shelf right now. So
yeah, and I think it's going to be a tough game for my Patriots. The Houston Texans defense is scary good.
Them earlier in the season.
Yeah, scary good. It's going to be the best defense we have played up to this point all year, which it should be. We're in the playoffs. We shouldn't be playing. But
I'm saying something because LA gave you guys 45.
LA had a great and look we didn't play well last week offensively. Drake May had an average game for him. But the defense was unbelievable last week. Yeah. And again, the thing that makes me think the Patriots will win, I think it's going to be hard, but I don't believe in Houston. Just like I don't believe in Denver's offense, I don't believe in Houston's offense. I think that even though it's going to be really hard for the Patriots offense because the Houston defense is so good, I don't think the Houston defense is going to be able to score a ton on the Patriots just because I don't know what the hell happened to CJ Stroud, but he's just not good. Just not good.
I don't know what the hell happened.
He stunk in that game. Like they beat the shit out of the Pittsburgh Steelers, but they didn't win 30-6. You look at that score and you think, holy crap, 30-6. That was all their defense. Yeah. Like their offense didn't put up, it was 7-6 in the fourth quarter. Yep. And their defense went, CJ, sit the fuck down. All right, we got this. And they scored twice, their defense. Like that, their offense did nothing. And Pittsburgh's defense, not good either. Yep. So I'm not really worried about the offense. I'm worried about Drake May getting killed and running for his life. That's what I'm worried for. Yep. So,
I was gonna say,
but we'll see.
Running for his life. Shout out to Stephon Diggs, waiting until after the postseason to serve.
Listen, yeah, well,
been there, done that.
No, listen. As of this point, they are allegations, but if they happen to be true, you're off the team. But see you later, buddy. Yep, thanks for the year. Hopefully we win a Super Bowl with you.
Bare feet, so.
Yeah. The good thing is if we can get by the Texans, he can come back because he's on IR and his game of return would be the AFC champ. And he's not our best receiver. Like I think Diggs is more talented. I think Hunter Henry's a little bit more talented. However, especially that second half of the year before he got hurt, he was like the safety cushion for May. Any big third down, it was Mac Hollins. It was Mac Hollins. And he was making plays and he was great. He became one of my favorite players as the year went on. Like he was great. And then he got hurt and it was kind of like, shit. But
Yep.
But anyway.
Done that. But that will at least so you guys know to go to Love Wrestling CA tomorrow and JPJ Loves Gaming on all socials. All that.
Yeah. Well, you can still follow me there. I don't have access
on Twitter.
Yes. So you want, follow me at Firmly LW. That's kind of been my backup account. Me and Drew, who are in the chat, that was our old show. I'm kind of using that as my backup account. I'll probably change the handle here a little bit if it's still going to be looking like it's going to be a little bit before I get my main account. So follow me here. Don't get me wrong, but follow me there as well because that's been really the account I've been using for the last week or so as I'm still trying to figure out how to get my shit back.
Yeah.
So
you hate to see it, but
it's unbelievable.
Me, Jose in the air everywhere. I know it's looking like Sunday coming up. It's going to be myself, Auntie Collins, and Lyric Swinton. not necessarily talking about wrestling. So it's going to be probably on my YouTube channel, Jose in the Air. We are going to do a doubleheader live stream for you guys. For anybody that hasn't watched Heated Rivalry yet on HBO, now is your chance to watch it. Because we're going to talk all things Heated Rivalry Season 1, and we're going to go a little crazy. You got 3 people that love wrestling and love queer media. You know what we're going to crown? We're not going to talk about actual wrestling. We're going to do the Ultimate 30 Drag Queen Royal Rumble match.
Wow.
So take everything you know from the bump and flip it on its head. Yes. I'm excited
Fair
for
enough.
this one.
I like
Be
it.
on the lookout Sunday for what time it's going to be, but it's going to be a fun one. And then Tuesday, I might be appearing on a certain extra anniversary episode of our friend Stephanie Hardy's Hardy Wrestling podcast, but it's an extra. There may or may not be the start of something new, a.k.a. rehashing old wounds from 2006, but I'll let her announce that one. But yeah, just be on the lookout on my socials. I will keep you up to date with everything, and hopefully you don't have a heart attack watching the Bills on Saturday. So yeah.
You get the early game on Saturday, yeah?
Yeah, 4:30.
Okay.
Although I'm going to be a fucking mess because I have to take my dad to the airport at 4 in the morning because he's going to go to San Antonio see some family. So I'm going to go home and take a nap.
Yeah.
Yep. I have to nap on Saturday. There's no way around it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, if it makes you feel better, I will be up around that time as well, but going to work all day before the football games. So,
Yippee.
yeah. So, but yeah, look, it's my favorite week of the divisional round is my favorite week of football. I know it's only
round was fucking good this year.
The wild card round was good. The only bad game was the Patriots game. It was the only bad game, really. And it wasn't even that bad. It was like a defensive battle until the end. Yeah, until the end. So it wasn't even like my team's in it. So I'm jaded. I'm not jaded, but you know what I'm saying. I'm partial with the pick.
No,
but the other games though, the lead changes every game was like back and forth in the fourth quarter going. It was like holy crap.
Buffalo and Green Bay and Chicago. I was thoroughly.
And then the Phillies and Niners game was good. Or not Phillies, but Philly and Niners game was really good. Like the only really 2 shit games were the 2 teams, the Texans and the Patriots was kind of boring. Oh. But all the games were, and I think the divisional round now you got the 8 best teams, 4 games. Just this is the best week of football, the best weekend of football, quality game wise. I feel like every year it should be a good one. These games are going to be good this week.
But until then, keep an eye on our socials for the weekend, guys. We will see you back here next Wednesday for another episode of DynaMic'd Up. So until then, take care, everybody. Have a great night. We will talk to you soon.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you.